Hello, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the stream. My name is Ace. I'm a hobbyist. I'm doing a sculpt to use as reference for a webcomic. We've started the sculpt about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks. We've got it mostly whole, a whole person here, as you can see. And I've already started the beginning stages of redoing the topology for a lower polygon mesh. This under here is the high poly. We're going to do the low poly now. The low poly will become the finished result. This is mainly practice. I've never done this stage of a sculpt before, so it's a learning experience for me as is as it always is. Uh, this is still basically a newly acquired skill. I learned in ZBrush, and this step I've never done in ZBrush. All I really did was click the Z remesher, and I was cool with that. And that allowed me to pose the character in a rendered mode in this program. Once I imported it over, I did notice some a little bit of lag in cycles. I'm assuming that's because there was too much polygons in the low poly mesh. So we're going to try to do it manually. That way we have full control over the number. Good morning, 99. Welcome to the stream. Okay, no problem. I'm gonna be here. It's gonna be a short stream today. I mean, as it always, we've already normally I would start at around 9-ish. It's 10. Uh it's just gonna be me just trying to line up and make sure that all of these faces are even and not deformed. That's basically going to be pretty much the entirety of the next step that we're going to do here. It's going to be a little bit tedious, probably a little boring to watch too, but I'm going to show some of it. I'm not going to do the whole thing on stream. I'm going to show some of it, and then I'm going to hopefully sometime this week set up a completely unrelated project, which is just drawing practice. Probably design a different character for something else. I mean, just drawing a design. I have an idea set up and ready to. Well, it's not ready to go yet, but I'm still working out what I want to do in the conceptual stage. It's a character that I've drawn like maybe once or twice before. I'm just gonna go ahead and just do like a full picture of a different character. So anyway, we're gonna get started with this. I'm in edit mode, and it's just gonna be me just copying and pasting uh these things here, these faces, these edges, vertices, whatever. I did a little bit like a really quick crash course on this before I began this iteration of streaming. Not this, but just the whole thing. I started on again on the 24th, I believe, after 6 years of not doing any kind of streaming whatsoever. I had stopped. I did some really basic, just whatever the heck I felt like streaming back in the day. But I stopped to do to write this web comic that I'm working on, which is what this mesh is for, as I've already explained. So after writing it and getting an idea of what I want to do as far as the art, I returned to streaming and decided to stream the rest of what I am doing. So that's what I'm doing now. So what I did there was I just extruded an edge together. Basically, just took two oh, I don't want to click that, two edges and combined them. So and I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna select. Oh, sorry, yeah, fade. Oh wait, hold on. Is this again? An edge, yes, an edge. And now we have selected a vertex. A vertex, sorry. Almost said the plural was like a plural and singular at the same time. I'll select a vertex and just hit F. That's I think this is an add-on to do that. You can just go in the menu and just turn it on. It's already here in Blender. It's already in Blender. You just have to activate it. Basically, just use the edge, or sorry, the vertex, and hit F to bring it out to this point here. I have mirrored mode on. We have the only thing that I've done off stream regarding the rest of this mesh was I combined everything together, as you can see, and you see there's no more seam for the neck because I did the head separate. The head and the body were separate. I redid the hand. I reattached the hands. I finished what I believe is the hand here. What I believe, yeah, the hand. Yes, I think it's okay. I've worked on the fingernails a little bit, so his fingernails come out a little bit, and just some minor tweaks here and there. And of course these edge loops. That's really the only thing that I did. And then I started doing some practice sketches because I haven't really drawn anything since I've set up this stream and practice these meshes so I could show them on stream. I haven't drawn anything in a few months, but I just did a quick practice sketch. Everything is fine though. I don't have any problems. Like I want to make sure that my settings in Clip Studio are the way I want them. I had them set up a certain way, and I don't really remember what I did. It seems there's like a little bit of a. Well, we don't want to do it that way because we want these to connect. So what I'm going to do is I'm just hold shift and click these two. And I'm just going to hit F, and that automatically brings them together. And all we got to do here is just make sure that these faces are as even and straight as possible. I don't know how I am going to. Well, actually, I do. I do know how, but this is going to be a little tricky since this is small down here and these are large. But I think I can work that out. It's not a big deal. This is like my second time. I didn't even complete my first time. I have a whole other mesh at this stage right here, a practice mesh. It's a woman, and it's a completely different character, but it is a character for the web comic. But I'm just gonna when I get to that character, that character's a little ways off. I think it's like there's like 7 or 8 characters between this character, which is the first character that appears in the web comic. I'm doing them by order of appearance, and um there's like 8 characters in between the character I practiced on and this character. So it's gonna be a little bit before you see that character on stream, but I'm just gonna do that character again for the purpose of the stream. Basically, I'm not really in any rush. I like to draw for the sake of it too, so it doesn't really bother me if I decide to do something again. It's something I've been doing pretty much all my life, so it doesn't bother me at all to redraw something. I'll try to keep it as streamlined as possible for the stream, but if you see me mess something up and then when I start over and I end up starting over, just bear with me. I don't think I'll do that though. I'm pretty sure that I have it down to where I can, if I want to create something, I can just create it and be done with it. But if I want to recreate something, it's not outside the realm of possibility, I would say. I had a pretty chill weekend. I hope anyone watching has too. I haven't watched anything. The latest thing that I've been somewhat interested in is the new X-Men cartoon. I've seen the first 3 episodes. I gotta watch the latest one from last week, and then there's this week. I think I might wait till Wednesday to watch the new episode and just watch both last week and this week's on Wednesday. Other than that, just been chilling out. Uh, really nothing new to report as far as anything regarding future projects. Like I said, I want to do a drawing, hopefully this week. If not this week, then next week. But I've just been screwing around in Minecraft basically. I wanted to build something, but I got so wrapped up in making the best armor I could possibly make at the current stage of the game. I've done almost no digging. Well, I've dug for an ancient city, I believe, and in the deeper dark, I think, mod, because we're on a modded server. We have like there's me and a group of people who are on a modded server and just play. I think that's what I did. Yeah, deeper dark, and I still have to do Undergarden and the Astral Dimension, but I'm pretty much good. I have some really makeshift farms set up to do things. One day you're gonna see this stuff. I don't know when I'm gonna stream a game, but I do want to do games too, right? So as my bio says, expect a variety of art and games, and I'm trying to get that going. So we're going to live up to that. I don't know if what the first game will be. If it's not Minecraft, it'll probably be like a playthrough of a franchise, I think, and it'll probably be Zelda because that's pretty much by request. I think I was gonna do Tomb Raider, but we can always do Tomb Raider. It's not a big deal. I like long form games. I like short games too. I like most games. I'm not really picky. As long as it's fun, I'll play it. And it can be challenging too. I like challenging games too, but it's got to be like a fun challenging, not like a slog. If anybody out there has any recommendations, I am open to any and all recommendations. You can use the suggestion box, not the selection box. Suggestion box down below your viewing screen on the page, and you can suggest a game, anything, uh, critique, whatever. I'm okay with it. It's okay. If you need something to say about my art, go right ahead. Anything that I should know or learn, I can do that. I'll set aside some time to look at it. I'm pretty sure I'm not the. It's always a learning experience. I'll say it that way. I was gonna say I'm not the best artist in the world, but yeah, it's always a learning experience, and I enjoy learning. So there you have it. So what I'm doing is the edge loops here. All these are set in place to dictate how the character will move when you rig it. I can do a full face rig here. I can open and close the eyes. I think my very first match didn't have much of an eyebrow, but I could still close her eyes a little bit. As you can tell, I said I practiced on a female character that I have, and most of my sculpts were on that same character. So, and as it was, the sculpt I did before this one was the same exact character. I did it because I did it before, and I just kept doing it. I did this guy once before, um, in ZBrush, but this is the official version of the character. Anyways, yeah, the I messed up the eyes. The eyes are something that I'm keeping an eye on in my sculpts. That's something I need to work on. I think ears too. If I have to self critique, and maybe some little things here and there with the anatomy. I don't think the bicep is clearly defined here. I mean, it's functional, and I can always fix it when I'm drawing it as a reference. But I want to make sure that I can sculpt it properly too. So I make once I do the low poly mesh and then copy the details of the high poly onto the low poly, I can do the tweaks and fix them. Hopefully, in theory, I believe I could. That's still possible. We'll see. If not, then when any discrepancies between the reference and the actual character sheet that I'm going to create, I can just fix it while I'm drawing. As long as I have the basic the form and the lighting and the shading, when I'm using this as a reference, that should be enough. I think I'm used to using Google Pictures as reference, and it's extremely hard to find very specific things, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to learn sculpting. Oh, Okay, so you see we have a problem here. I'm not sure how I should do this one. Tell you what, why don't we do that? And then this should not move too much. I think the brow will stretch up because you can do emotions with the rig. With the rig that I create, I can do the emotions and whatnot. So I don't think this part will stretch. You don't want to do you want to minimize the amount of triangles, and I think there's a way I could just eliminate them all entirely. I saved something, I bookmarked something on the internet, a method of doing that because I'm still working through doing this, learning how to do this, and um, I'm gonna try it. But generally, you don't want any triangles because that'll deform the mesh when you move it, and like when you try to rig it. So I've heard. I've never had a problem. I've never had that as a problem because I didn't have to worry about that with Z Remesher. I got a little add-on here, Quad Remesher. It's supposed to be made by the same people who made person who made Z Remesh, and I've tried it. It doesn't seem to work exactly like Z Remesh, so that's why I've opted to doing this manually in case this doesn't hold up. I have to set the polygons pretty much higher than I would with the result of Z Remesh. Z Remesh, you don't have to worry about that. It just does it automatically. And it's around like for something like this would be, well, not this I would say because this is much lesser than what I did in ZBrush. In ZBrush, I had like 60 million polygon sculpts, and the Z Remesher would bring that down to about around 100. I have to put Quad Remesher 1.3 here uh, to about 130 and above to keep the same detail level of detail, mainly the face. Really, the rest of the body is fine. It's mainly the face, but the face. So I go off of that. The facial details have to be like around 130,000 polygons in order for it to and above in order to keep the the uh the detail of the face. So I'm doing it manually where I can have complete control over all of that. So that's what I'm doing. And it's mirror. I only have to do one side, so it's mirrored on the other. You can see here. That clearly is a triangle. I don't know. I don't know what honestly. I'm not sure if it's the shape because when I started this, I'm like, okay, I'm doing the squares here, right? I'm doing the squares here, and it's already counting up triangles. So I'm not really sure if they mean just the geometry of it, because I don't see any triangles here, but apparently there are. I don't know. At least that's what the program says. It's a very. I'm still unclear on what that means. I may have to read up on exactly what they mean by triangle, but there's one clearly. I think I can convert all the triangles into quads, and then, like I said, there's a method that I found. I think that has something to do with it. I have to read up on it again, but oops, can't do that. I hope just pressing F doesn't do anything, because that's exactly what I just did. So, yeah, how the character moves when you rig it, basically, so it doesn't deform, basically around the eyes. I'm assuming because I'm still learning the function of all this. I think this would be for the eyes, like moving the brow and whatnot, and the cheeks, and of course the mouth. When I remesh it, this area won't get polygon, so this will be completely gone. And then we can do teeth and tongue. I don't know when that's gonna happen though. It'll be I don't know when I'm gonna do that because I still have to. Uh, the way I textured things is a little bit different. I'm gonna do everything in Blender, so I gotta see how I'm going to do it in Blender first before I stream it. And in the meantime, I'll learn all that stuff off stream just so I'm not fumbling around on stream. And then I'll just draw some other stuff on stream. That is my goal. Yeah, I haven't really been watching anything. I have a very long backlog, very big backlog of things that I want to watch shows. I've in recent times gotten back into watching anime. I stopped watching it for a long time. I don't know. I think it was just burnout, to be honest. But I have a very long list of anime to watch. I've seen like 6 or 7 out of that list already. It's like I don't know. It's like 50 maybe. Like I just got recommendations from my friends. I think they tried to tailor it to the things I like. Action. Really just really action packed stuff. But I'm open to other genres because I don't really know much about any other anime genre. I think the first one I watched was Future Diary. I actually enjoyed that one. The tone, it was very interesting. I thought. I don't know how other people feel about it, but that's how I felt about it. I don't know. I don't have anything to compare it to, so I enjoyed it. I'm gonna do edges here. Or sorry, vertex. Keep mixing those up and just copy them by the vertex. That way I can square them right off the bat. And I think I could just oops. Let me delete that, and I think I could just line them up later. Yeah, started with that. There was one I can't remember the name of it. It was set like in an orphanage, and it was like they were stuck at the orphanage and they were trying to escape it. I don't remember what that one was called. That one was okay. I saw Darker Than Black. Iron Blooded Orphans was another one. There was a something Sword of the was it Sword of the I can't remember it. It's a well known one. It was a movie. Goemon's Bloodbath, I believe, was another one. These are all I enjoyed. I can tell you the ones that I didn't get. I wouldn't say not enjoy. I would say didn't get. Rather, if it was something that I wasn't really interested in too much, or I was drawing when I was putting them on and wasn't paying attention. But I'm gonna give them a fair shake. I'm gonna go back and watch the ones that I've seen already, and I'm like, I don't understand it because I was doing something else while I was on, so I may have missed some things. I try to at least put a lot of progress into this because this is this is a long time I've been working on this, so I try to keep working on it whenever I can. Normally I do it while I'm doing other things, so I don't really want to like just sit down and just watch the anime. I gotta do something. I'm trying to get like some real progress here. You know, I have to do a lot of editing in my story and things like that. But let's see. I think I'm currently on Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah, but I stopped that to watch Jujutsu Kaisen. I think it's called. It's okay. It was all right. I didn't finish it, but I was enjoying it. I think I don't remember what happened. I know he had to collect like some demon parts and eat them or whatever. And something was gonna happen. Something I don't remember. This is like I haven't watched them. I haven't watched anything in a long time, so I kind of lost my place there. But I do have the list, so that's helpful. I think the last time I watched anything was during or anything in the list anyway was during the shutdown. I was watching them. I haven't seen anything since then regarding anime. I heard some rumblings here and there of various animated that have released since then, but I haven't really seen anything. I want to rewatch Hunter x Hunter. I want to rewatch Tower of Draga, I think it's called, and Rage of Bahamut. Those ones I had them on and I wasn't really paying attention, and I looked up. Next thing I know, they're over. I'm like, what? What? I don't even know what happened. So I'm gonna rewatch them. Okay, I'm gonna try to give them like my fair, honest assessment, and hopefully walk away satisfied at least with a good story. or action or whatever. I don't even remember what happened. I know the guy had a tail or something, and I think this was this Tower Draw? I don't even know remember which one it was. Hey, studio, welcome. Good morning. Oh yeah, I gotta let me hold on. Let me get y'all some shout outs. These are two pretty good creators. I'm sorry if that was too close to the mic. My mic is like right here off the screen, and I have to lean over to get the the keyboard. And I kept talking, so my voice may have gotten super loud. Sorry about that. Something that I gotta be mindful of everything. Everything's I hit the mic again. See, everything's real tight here. You know, everything's like right here. Just things are just right off screen. But anyways, yeah, Tower of I think that was Tower of Jiraga or Rage of Bahamut. I'm not really sure. And I'm trying to remember, was there anything else that I've watched during that time? I'm not. I said Hunter x Hunter already. I saw the new one because there's like two different studios. Sorry, not two different series. Sorry, two different series, and I saw the newer one and not the older one. There was like a '90s one, and then there's one after. And then let me see. I said Iron Blooded Orphans. I enjoyed that. Apparently that's like that's something that was divisive among Gundam fans. I haven't seen Gundam since like Toonami Gundam Wing. Okay, I used to watch that when I was in high school, and the I think one of my favorite Gundams was Death Scythe. You know, because you know that's the type of things that I like. You know, just like dark macabre stuff. But yeah, that's the last time I've seen Gundam. I wouldn't really call myself a Gundam fan. I did watch it, but I can't tell you anything about it to be honest. I played Battle Assault on PlayStation. Gundam Battle Assault is a fighting game. I like fighting games. Battle Assault 1 and 2 for the PlayStation. And um that's like the extent of my Gundam knowledge to be honest. I can't really tell you anything about Gundam. I know some of the names, I know some of the characters, and that's it. I think I'm gonna divide this here. I'm gonna loop cut the slide. I'm gonna no, I don't want to do that. See, because it's gonna add all of that. I know how to fix that, but I'm not. I just don't want to go through that right now. So I'm gonna not do that. All right. So we're gonna go back to edge loops. Yeah, gun. Yeah, I'm a very casual fan when it comes to, I guess, anime in general. Really, I don't really have There's really not. I'm really not a diehard fan of any anime. I just watch them here and there. That is not what I want. We're gonna do it this way. Oh, what is this? Oh, sorry. Gotta hit E. Nope, don't want to hit E either because see, it's not connected there. All right, so what I'm gonna do instead is I'm just going to. I'll work that out later. I did not want it to do it that way, but I guess I got no choice. And yeah, just very casual stuff. I don't know. I watched Cowboy Bebop. You know, everybody likes Cowboy Bebop. I think. I don't think I've ever met anyone who did not like Cowboy Bebop. And the ones in that same vein, Samurai Champloo, I guess I like that fairly less than Cowboy Bebop, but I do like it. It's okay. I think I think I think it's okay. That's another one where I can't really tell you anything about it. It's been so long since I've seen it, and then I wasn't really like really like whoa like grabbed by it, but it was pretty good. You know, Black Lagoon. Now that anime is I was more of a fan of that. I would say I think that's more in my wheelhouse. Black Lagoon. I enjoyed that one thoroughly. I apparently the I guess the manga's still going on. I think I should probably read it. I haven't read a lot of manga. I read a couple. I read Naruto because when Naruto was the big thing. I got into that through the video games. I had a PSP when I was traveling, and I bought Ninja Storm Heroes, Ultimate Ninja Storm Heroes, which is like a really watered down version of the Ultimate Ninja Storm series. I'm like, who are these characters? Because I only really heard of Naruto. Really, I seen him in the back of a magazine, and that was basically it. But uh, I knew of the character. I didn't really know much about it. And then when I briefly came back to the states to visit, they had it on TV, and it was like during the tuning exams, I think, when they were trying to, I guess they're trying to increase their rank or whatever. And I got to see a little bit of that, and that kind of got me into it a little bit. So I was like, oh, I wonder what happens after that. So one day I looked at it and I saw the final fight between not the final fight of part one, anyways, when they're still kids, between Sasuke and Naruto in that valley. And I thought I was under the impression that the entire series was animated like that. They only really bring out their best animators when they do fights like that. But it was still pretty cool how they animated it. So I waited for part two because of that fight. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna get into this, but I'm not gonna watch part one. I'm gonna watch part two because part two was already coming out. I think on the anime was anyway. I think the manga had already been running in part two when they're older, with the time skip and everything. So that's how I got into Naruto basically, and then I followed that up until the Ninja War, I guess. When they something Sage the Six Paths came back, and Madara and all those people. It got really it became like bigger and bigger. You're welcome, studio. Thanks. Uh, what are you putting on the face? What I'm doing here is what we just sculpt was the high poly mesh here. Okay, we're going to put these polygons on one by one so it's low poly. That way you can use the mesh for pretty much anything and it'll be like less demanding on whatever system it's in, whether it be a game. It's just practice really. I've only done this once before and I didn't finish it, but the basic concept is to just put all these polygons in place, try to make them as even as possible, and then take the detail from the high poly and basically bake it onto the low poly, and then you'll have roughly the same mesh but with much less polygons. Low poly makes me want to cry. It'll be fine once you smooth it out. You won't even tell the difference. It'll just look a little smoother. That's all. But if you make a video game and say for instance you have this mesh and you make it low, then it won't be a. I think the high poly is like 2 million right now. You can probably get this down to a few thousand, but you got to do it twice. Yeah, but the second this stage is really easy. It's just tedious. It won't even take long, to be honest. I could probably do it, probably finish it this week, but due to it just I don't want to do a bunch of streams with just this, so I'm trying to plan just a regular drawing stream where I bet finish it today. I'm gonna try. Okay, I'm gonna try. Um, it doesn't take that long. From the last time I've tried to do this, I got pretty far in it, and this was like right before I started streaming. Like I had most of the body done. It was like, you know what? Let's just go. And I just went on ahead and just started just stream again because I wanted to. What I wanted to do was just complete the entire process first, but I felt like it was unnecessary. It's like I know enough to to do it on stream, so I just started it, and I'll just do the rest of it, off stream if there's ever a problem. I'm just gonna do like maybe one or two streams of this, and then do something else on stream for another day, like drawing. I'm gonna draw something. I'll probably draw a completely different character Not even related to the webcomic, just something else other than this for the next couple of days. um, don't want to do it that way. Guess I don't have a choice but to do it like this. I'll add a line in between that, I guess. I don't want to make them too like I want to keep the detail of the face, so we want to make sure there's a decent amount of polygons on the face. It's basically what I am doing here. For the rest of the body, it can be a little bit larger. You know what? I can actually do this with a click of a button, but right here, all I have to do is set the quad count and then just hit this button, and it'll do this for you. But it kind of deforms the face, and I have to set it to a number that's higher than my practice mesh that I've done with ZBrush. ZBrush can do it detailed at a lower number than this add-on can. So I'm trying to compare it to doing it manually. So I'm learning how to do it manually. By my calculations. Anyways, but yeah, but my like from what I see here, I could probably get this under 10,000, which is really low. Because you know, if I say like if I do this and then I have it rendered and I do a pose in render just to see how it looks, it won't like lag. It won't like tax the system too much. I can just really pose it, even with physics or anything. Like if I had the hair move or whatever, you know, body parts. Okay, but yeah, you know, it's that's basically probably the last series I think I was really invested in was Naruto. I haven't seen Bleach, and I did start One Piece, but I didn't finish it. I plan on finishing that one day. One Piece is that is a that that is an investment because I think they got over 1,000 episodes of that. So oh, you got to really buckle in for that one. I hope this doesn't deform too much because you know got to manipulate the lids and whatnot. And even if it does, this is mainly just for reference. So if there's like any kind of artifacts or holes or anything that might appear from being deformed, I can work around that. This is more of like, you know, we're gonna figure out how I the best way to do it, but I have to do it first. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, that was not good. I don't know why that was. Oh, I see. Because we selected all the way back here. We gotta be careful with that. That is very not good to do that. You don't want to connect two different points together. Studio, do you watch anime? Do you like what are you watching anyway? Like anything, basically. You have any recommendations? Any good shows? Haven't seen anything in a long time. But every now and then I'll put something on. It's just there's so much stuff now for me to watch. I don't know what to watch. I guess it's decision paralysis when it comes to that. My Fire Stick stopped working. I mean, I have the internet. Obviously, it's not a really big deal, and I don't have. I think I canceled all my subscriptions because I wasn't really watching them anyway. So I just like, you know, this is money that I don't need to spend, so I just cancel them. But um, if you have any recommendations, I am open to them. See, that's a really big polygon. You don't really want that. I'm gonna have to divide that, and of course they won't let me. Let me see. Let's go to Let's go to this. All right, yeah, we'll just do it that way. And put these together. You want to make sure that the eyes are done right because these will be deformed the most. Like you can lift the lids. Like if you want to make them look surprised, like oh, oh. You can do that. I don't know how. You know, when this it's my aim to learn like you say I have the nasolabial fold. Basically, we're just gonna say laugh lines, right? How to like increase those, like when you make someone smile. I need want to learn how people do that. You know, when they model a character, like if you have someone do something and they actually have the proper wrinkles in the face and whatnot when they're making that facial expression. Obviously, it can be done when you look at games with really high detail characters like Street Fighter that are like super articulate. They worked on those for a long time. I think it was 6 months. It would be nice to learn how to reach that level just for the heck of it, you know. Welcome back, 99. Just talking about anime recommendations. What are you watching? I know you're watching X-Men, right? You keeping up with X-Men. I'm going to wait until Wednesday so that way I have 2 episodes to watch. I haven't seen last week's yet. I just haven't been watching anything. I'm either like doing something art related or I'll end up playing something. And that's really not something that's stopping me because normally I can watch and play something, but yeah, I put a lot of time into this, so I don't really haven't really been watching anything. I canceled all my subscriptions and whatnot. So, but I have I can use like a family member's account. So for anime, I can recommend a ton. Just depends on the genre you want. I don't care about genre. If it's good, I'll watch it. You know, I used to, you know what I used to like. You know, I mean, I would normally say, you know, I like action, you know, like stuff like that. But I'm willing to give other genres a shot. You know, I realize I really don't know a lot about anime. You know, I'm a super casual, so I'll watch whatever, man. Whatever is fine. It doesn't matter to me as long as it's good. I was talking about One Piece. That has 1,000 episodes, right? I'm pretty sure it does. That is a that's quite an investment. I do have that I do have that on the list though. I am gonna watch One Piece. It's just I just don't know. I know once I start, it's gonna be I'm gonna that's gonna be like for the foreseeable future, you know. So why does it keep selecting? What the heck? Let me make sure I didn't do anything. Okay. Yeah, I know you like One Piece. I remember I was I remember when you know you would watch it when we were over there. Uh, let's see. How about this? Game recommendations, anything. I have a lot. I still have a lot of things to catch up on because, you know, working on stuff and with this and Minecraft. It's fun. You normally I have like a podcast on or something. Like I've really been into podcasts. So you know, like most people, I guess these days. So I would recommend Bow Fury, Recovery of an MMO Junkie. That might be on my list. I have to check. My Uncle from Another World, Fairy Tale's already on my list, and so is so. You know what? Let me bring my list up, and then let's see. Can I put open with notepad, please? There we go. I'd rather have it in a notepad format because that's the format that I wrote it in. I wrote the list down in, and I don't want to look at it through was it Notepad plus plus whatever the heck it was. Full Metal Alchemist is already that's the current one that I'm on. I have I'm gonna stop real quick to read this list off. Well, I'm not gonna stop, but I'll try to read it while I'm doing this. I have Read or Die, Rage of Bahamut, Tower of Jiraga, Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood, in parentheses. I think I was supposed to watch that first. I think that's why, because sometimes I watch things in the wrong order. Um, Scried, Guen Saga. I think that's spelled right, right? Monster, Appleseed. I put Dirty Pair because that was something I always wanted to watch uh, back in the '90s, but I never did. I don't know if it's actually good or anything. I don't know much about it. I remember buying an An America with them on the cover, and I always wondered like, what kind of show is this? So I was like, okay, red. I think it's action, right? Red Line, Dead Leaves, said the Seven Deadly Sins, Legend of the Shield Hero, Golago 13. I know that was really high on Typo's list. Golago 13, you always talked about that one. Uh, Gangsta, Blade. I think I put that on. That's Blade as in Wesley Snipes Blade. Uh, Hajime no Ippo. That's of course that's Grappler Baki. That's how I know him. I've seen a Grappler Baki movie. I actually taped it. I actually taped it on VHS, one of the movies before. All right, 99. Uh, let's see. X-Men. That's one that I started but I didn't finish. I put that one on. Witchblade. I know of Witchblade in the '90s. I've read a couple of the comic books. I put that on too. Just I wanted to see how the anime was. I've seen the comic book. I think it's different just based off of the design of the character. I don't she's I don't well she's kind of like that in the comic books as far as the look, but not really, not to that extent. We'll just put it that. Sorry, I was working. I rewatched Erased. I love that one. Erased that's an anime, right? Oh, I'm scanning the list right now to make sure that's not already on. Okay, I'll put that on. Erased. I know your name is already on the list. I don't even have to look for that one. That one was already recommended it to me. But yeah, I do like anime. I just don't always watch it because I feel I have to be mentally prepared. Oh, yeah, I understand. You never know what you're gonna get with certain ones. I was very surprised of the tone of Future Diary because it starts off like a typical anime, but then it just gets real dark real fast. I'm like, you know what? It was to the point where I typically like things that are kind of in that direction, but because of the things that happened, I was almost offended that I was recommended to me at first, but that was actually pretty good. It's only like 9 episodes, so worth it. It's not. It doesn't always have to be that type of things, right? But yeah, okay, where was I? Oh yeah, which okay, Fist of the Blue Sky. I guess that's the new Fist of the North Star. I have them both there anyway. Grappler Baki is also on the list, even though I put Hajime no Ippo. I guess Hajime no Ippo would be the Netflix version. I know it's the Japanese name. I already know that, so don't yell at me. But I think what they meant by Grappler Baki was the original series. I think that was another one that Typo recommended. Both recommended both. Kengan and Ashura When They Cry. Oh, that's the Higurashi When They Cry, right? Psychopaths 1 and 3. I don't know why 2 is not recommended. I think that was that like on Xbox. There wasn't there an anime that was like Xbox only or something like that. No, I must be mixing it up with something. Aijin, Batum, King's Game, Dead Man Wonderland. I think I've seen a little bit of that. One of y'all had like an anime, uh, two different shows. Ippo is about a boxer. Baki is crazy fighting. Gotcha. Oh right, the Dempsey Roll guy. Okay, I remember now. Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know why I mixed. See, I mixed them up. I'm sorry. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Okay. Anyways, King's Game, Deadman one. Okay, Megalobox, Initial D. I always wanted to see that one. I never saw Initial D. Oh wow. Man, this is a little too much here. That's okay. I'll fix it. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna put all of these together. Not that. That might not matter, but I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna have to go back and fix that. I'll probably do that one off stream. I might have to do some because, like I said, it's a little tedious. This gets a little tedious. That's why I'm talking about other things right now because of the tediousness of this. Anyways, I got One Pieces there, Fairy Tail, Maple, Boruto. Did I want to see that? Anybody got anything to say about Boruto? I don't know if I want to go back into Naruto. I'm kind of like done. I'm kind of done. You know what I mean? I think I feel like I've gotten all I can from that series, and like the continuation is just not necessary to me. I don't know if it's any good though. If it's good, I'll watch it. It's on the list, so I put it. I don't remember if I put it there, if someone else put it there, but Boruto is like the original. Lots of ups and downs. It has fantastic ups. Okay, we'll leave it on. I'll allow it. I don't have anything to go off of, so besides your words. So of course I guess I'll listen to that. Oh, Lupin the Third, the blood spray of Goemon. I don't think that's. Wait, I thought is that different from Goemon's bloodbath? I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. Sword of the Stranger. I think that's the one I was talking about. That's the one with the crazy sword fighting that I like. Like I actually want to study that animation because that's the type of animation I want to do. Not so much like sword play, but just the way that the action scene was shot. I'd like to delve into that a little bit deeper because I have an animation idea and it's gonna have a lot of action in it, so I want to make sure that I get that right. I'm thinking of animating that in Blender and then going from there. It's not gonna have like this 3D look like this. Like I wanted to have a 2D look, which I know you can do in Blender, uh, but that's gonna take some time to figure out. But I definitely want to learn how to animate in Blender. That's mainly the reason why I want to do low poly meshes like this, so that way, if I animate an entire scene, it won't cause a strain. My computer should be able to handle it, but I don't know if the program itself is where I think the bottleneck is. Anyway, I said Sword of the Stranger, Vinland Saga, Promise Neverland, Gantz, Gurren Lagann, No Game, No Life, Blood Blockade, Battlefront, Demon Hunter, Goblin Slayer. Oh yeah, Goblin Slayer. Yeah, I know there was a lot of talk about that one. I don't have anything to go off of, but yeah, there's that. Haikyuu, One Punch Man. Of course, I've heard a lot about that one. Apparently, that's a very popular one, right? Dororo, Tower of God. Tower of God. I think that they made that from a manhwa, right? From webtoons. Didn't they do that? That's the same one, right? I think that is. I think that's the same series. Uh, yeah, and there's Hunter X Hunter, of course. I'm gonna watch both series. People really like that anime. I did not see it, and I'm just pretty sure I was paying attention. But you never know. I'm gonna give it another shot though, just to see. I want to really. I like to understand why people like certain things sometimes, and just try to figure it out. See if I can see it the way they see it. Um, I like literally have nothing else to go on that one. It's just, I'm just curious. I'm curious of what other people consider good sometimes. You know, it's not something I would have watched on my own. I can say that. So that's why I'm trying to see like what is up with this. What's the appeal to this anime? I'm not saying that it doesn't have appeal. I'm just curious. Okay, that's all. Uh, what I want to do is I want to divide this. I want to divide that into two different polygons, and then I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to delete that face. That way I can properly link these two up. This song is a little loud. What song is this? Oh, it's Strange Sunset. That's Guile's theme from Street Fighter EX3. I'm gonna take it down. How is that? I can't see the music level because I had something over it. Okay, I see it now. Better. Okay, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I'll leave it. I'll leave all the music down at that level. That song was just really loud. Yeah, I did. It's a very mixed bag here. I got a recommendation. I have my own stuff in there, and I have other people's stuff in there. It's like 20 hours, and I just keep adding to it. I didn't listen to every single song all the way through at the volume that I have it set at for the stream. So yes, please continue to let me know if I know some are low, some are really low, some are really high. Let me know when there's a problem. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll probably take that song and just personally lower it like through a music editor and then put it back into things so that way I can keep everything at the same level. But I don't think it's that serious. I'll just, if anything, I'll just remove it. Anyways, let's see, where was I at? Parasite the Maximum, Zodiac Wars, Samurai 7, Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress, Decadence, God of High School, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, of course. I'm very interested to see because that's memed and people seem to really like that one. So I'm really interested in that one. It's pretty kind of far down the list though. This is like weeks, I guess, of anime watching that I got in store for myself. So we're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see. Rurouni Kenshin, Trust and Betrayal. It's an OVA. I have not seen Rurouni Kenshin in many, many years. That Samurai X and anything related to that I probably have forgotten. Back in the day, I felt like I knew a lot about the anime at the time, but now I feel like I don't know anything. Remove God of High School. It's not good after episode 3 or 4. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. It sounds very serious. It's like 3 people. It's actually 3 people. It's you, Typo, and Jonathan. I don't know if you know Jonathan though. It's not the Jonathan from Lincoln. It's Jonathan like from high school. You weren't. I don't think you were around. I still talk to Jonathan every now and then. Okay, but I'm gonna remember that though. After 3 or 4, you know what? God of High School. I'm annotate that just in case episodes or 4. I'm gonna put episode 3 or 4. Stop. Maybe. I don't know. I might keep going just to see how the story ends because I kind of once I start something, I kind of want to see it completely so I can accurately judge it. But if it's as bad as you say, then I'll stop right at that point there. That's pretty early, isn't it? Episode 3 or 4. It must be really bad if it's that bad. I'm pretty sure that we have very like similar tastes when it comes to the things that we share, but I'm not sure that uh I don't know. It's it's been a while since I quit anything that early. Let's just say that the God of High School switches from a combat anime to a knockoff Journey to the West. Okay. That's what I didn't get about Hunter x Hunter. I felt like they kept reinventing it. I think I've discussed that before in a different stream. I want to get into it again. But basically, it goes from like a Monster Hunter looking series, like they're gonna go out and hunt monsters, right? No, they're not. They're gonna go to a tournament and win the tournament, and no, and then what happens when they win the tournament? I don't know. Now they're gonna go after gangs. Now they're in a computer, so on and so forth. So it's like, okay, and not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying, I felt like we were getting invested in one aspect and then that aspect's tossed put aside for a different thing. At least that's how I felt. I don't know. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, I felt like they should have just picked one lane and stuck to it. If I have to say anything about Hunter x Hunter from what I remember. That's a very big face. We don't want. These are like, I guess I could, if I stretch the mouth. Let me see. Stretch the mouth, or if I open, now if I open his mouth, right? Well, I would just drop the jaw. Really, I want to make the expressions look as natural as possible when I rig this, so I don't want any type of deformities in the face. I'm gonna try to do that one again. What are we doing here? Oh, let me go back to edges. Loop cuts. Okay. Give me not. All right. There we go. We have this big face here, but like I don't have anything to go off of. I need to actually rig the face after I do this so I can see how it turned out, and then I can see what I need to work on, since I've never actually completed this step. It's looking like to me that I'm going to have to just do the best that I can, and whatever mistakes happen, deal with it from there. I don't have a frame of reference. This is going to be the first time I complete it, and the second time that I attempted it. I had to water my air plant. Okay, all right. I actually I don't know what that is. That doesn't make any sense to me because I don't know what that is. But an air plant? I wasn't gonna question it at first, but I was. Don't worry about it. Anyways, okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna join these two together. Where was I on the list? All right, Roni Kenshin, Trust and Betrayal. My air plants are a type of plant that doesn't have roots. They don't grow in soil or water. They just grow in open air. Oh, okay. Cool. Never actually dealt with an air plant before. Um, well, we are going with. Oh yeah, that's right. High School of the Dead, Overlord, Crying Freeman, Standalone Complex. That's Ghost in the Shell. Yeah, I've only seen the movie of that. I've seen it once in the '90s when I was a kid. That was it. That was all I needed. I liked it. I just don't really. I just don't really remember much about it besides she ripped her own arms off when she was trying to open that tank. That's the only part of it I remember. I tried to see the live action movie. I couldn't get into it. I watched it and I was like, okay, I'll watch the rest tomorrow. Like I watched a portion of it and I just never went back to it. It wasn't like visually, I guess it was okay, but oh, okay, airplane, got you. Yeah, I see it. Cool. There's two in the pic I sent you on Discord. Part out the top of a bottle is a Medusa. The strands grow like snakes. Okay, yep, I see that. It's exactly the visual that I got from that. I was gonna say like something from Resident Evil, but yeah, I guess Medusa makes sense. Uh, Bofuri, Fire Force, ReZero, Food Wars, Black Clover, Misfit of the Demon King Academy, Eighth Son, High Score Girl. The time I got reincarnated as a slime. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? I guess are these isekais? Is that what they call them? Like when they're in a video game or like a different world. I don't know. Like this, I guess that's like the big trend. There's a lot of isekais out there. In manga, manhwas, whatever, webtoons. A lot of people make these types of things. So I know I feel like it's a very popular uh, genre, right? That sounds like something that would be an isekai. I've never actually seen it though. Um, what did I say? Angel Beats, Rising of the Shield Hero, Magi, Blue Gender, Fujiko Mine, Blame, Knights of Sidonia, Yu Yu Hakusho. Oh yeah, that's the same guy who made Hunter x Hunter. I felt like I was watching Yu Yu Hakusho during that time when they were in the tournament. It makes sense though, because he did both. Tenchi Muyo. I wanted to give that a shot. I always made fun of Typo I always made fun of that series because Typo liked it a lot. That was like one of his main things. That was the only reason why I made fun of it. I don't know why. I was just being a jerk, I guess. I don't really have anything against that show though. I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just try to actually watch it and see if there's any appeal. I know it's like a harem thing. It's not really my bag, but I'll give it a shot. You never know, right? Uh, okay, Paranoia Agent, Wolf's Rain, Code Geass. That's how you say it, right? I used to call it Code Geese, but it's not geese. It's Geass. I think that's a robot thing, right? Uh, well, Mecha, Soul Eater. Soul Eater is all the way down. Blue Exorcist, Blade Runner, Black Lotus. Okay, I think I've seen a little part of that. Jujutsu Kaisen is at the bottom, but I kind of skipped down to that to watch a little bit of it just to see because it was like the hot thing. I was like, okay, well, let me see it real quick, and I saw some. It's pretty good. Mob Psycho 100, Fire Force, the Hackenden Legend of the Dog Warriors, Legends of the Dark King, Jigen's Headstone. Okay, that's and Fuji Goes Lie. Those are also Lupin movies, right? That's what it sounds like. I recognize those names because I did see a couple of things about Lupin. Lupin's okay, I didn't really mind it. Classic anime, I would say. But that's the entire list that I have right now as it stands. That's the list. And I got to work through that list somehow at some point in the future. It's a pretty big list, and I'm open to more. So go for it if you wish. That's a huge list. Yeah, that's like four people plus like some things that I remember from the past that I always wanted to watch. That's yeah. I'm finished. What's on your plate, man? Yeah, I know. Before I start asking for more recommendations, right? Yeah, I guess you got a point there. But if I'm gonna watch them, might as well put them on the list now so I don't forget, right? That's all I'm trying to do here. I have a lot on my plate, a lot, and it just keeps building. Games, shows, whatever. It doesn't have to be anime, just regular shows. Like I still need to see Stranger Things. I think I gotta finish Pinky Blinders. I kind of want to see Peacemaker because I was figuring, like, okay, I saw the first two Suicide Squads. I guess people were saying Peacemaker was pretty decent, so kind of want to see that. I don't know. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. I know. And sometimes I'll just watch random things out of the blue, like Flack. I don't even know where that came. I think I only saw it because Anna Paquin was in it. I think that's the only reason why. I was like, oh yeah, I recognize it from X-Men. I'll watch it. Or True Blood. And I didn't know what the heck it was. I just watched it. It was okay though. It was okay. Now because I've done that, I have to delete this one. So I'm gonna get rid of this face. Um, but yeah, this is the extent of this step here in the thing. You just do this for the entire body. I don't know if I want to keep streaming this because it's very tedious, and I don't know, I don't want to, bore people, right? If I'm not already doing so, that's okay. It's just I'm just drawing. I'm just streaming while I'm drawing. That's all I'm doing. I do this anyway. I do it anyway, regardless. So I have to do it. I must do it. No, I want to do it. Anyways, let me delete this. As far as movies, I don't even know, man. Movies, like live action movies, like I got nothing, man. I think like the last new movie I saw was The Gentleman. I don't remember if I talked about this before. Maybe I did. It's a Matthew McConaughey film where he's in London and he's a weed farmer. And I guess it's still illegal over there. And he was trying to get out of the business, and other criminals were trying to take his weed farm from him. And that's basically the extent of the movie. Uh, it was pretty decent though. I liked it. Oh, and what was Gold the one with Samuel Jackson in it? It's not Knives Out. It's the Kingsman. Yeah, the Kingsman's Secret Service, the first one. I know they have two more since then. I've only seen the first one though. That was an interesting movie. I like that too. That's something that is movies like I like action. It's like a spy movie, I guess. Like he's supposed to be a spy. I guess he's more like 007, where he's not just doing spy stuff. Like he's just hurting people, jacking them up or whatever. Fight scenes or whatever. Things like that, like John Wick type stuff. But not exactly like John Wick. Maybe it was inspired because John Wick's been out a while now, and I'm sure that it's inspired by a lot of things. I'm sorry. I'm sure that John Wick has inspired a lot of things. Sorry. The one thing that I can think of that was before John Wick that's like John Wick that John Wick may have taken some inspiration from is like the Raid. Like I could see like how they have the long form combat scenes and all the up close judo. I guess the Raid is more like was it Salat pin? No, not Pinchak. Yeah, Pinchak Salat, right? I think that's a martial art. I'm not pronunciation might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the fighting style that they use in that movie. But yeah, I feel like the Raid slash Dread, they're very similar, but I think it's like I don't think they inspired each other because they were made like around the same time in two completely different countries. So I don't. It was just a coincidence, I guess, that they came out and they are like basically the same movie, which is unfortunate for Dread because Dread was actually pretty good. It's way better than the Sylvester Stallone one, and it's more faithful to the series of 2000 AD, which is a comic book that has thousands of issues by now, and I want to get into it, so I don't even know. That's way more than X Men. I'm currently reading that. Whenever I have some free time and I feel like reading a comic book or feel like reading a story that isn't my own, um, I'll read that. But that's another huge investment. I don't even know when I'm gonna even get to that. But I like it because of the setting. Setting is it's like I guess I don't know, like a sci-fi, fantasy, cyberpunk, all rolled into one. I don't know if like it's not all even, but I need to start somewhere. I gotta start somewhere, okay? Like I can see that okay, it's not like this here. Like I could try to divide them one by one, but like I said, like any corrections, I'm just gonna do it off stream for now. I'm just gonna try to get as much of the face as I can do until I am ready to do a digital art piece while I do this off stream. I'm just making sure that everything is good with Clip Studio because I've got that mixed or I got that moved from one computer to the other. I had to reinstall it and make sure all the settings are good before I start doing that. And I am not sure if I used Clip Studio with this tablet that I have. It's a Huon 24, I think, 22 or 24. I don't remember. Let me see if I can. Nah, I ain't gonna worry about it. I think it's a 24 in. Yeah, yeah, Human 24 or 22. I don't remember. I gotta look at it. Anyways, but once I have everything set up, then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this off stream until it's done, and I'll just draw something when I come on stream. In the meantime, because this is very it's a slog. I'll tell you that right now. But yes, yeah, movies. I don't know. I haven't really been looking at the Marvel stuff or DC stuff. I think the last thing I watched was Suicide Squad, and that's it. And that's only because people were saying that it's. I think they were saying it's better than the first one, which I think it kind of is. To be honest, I don't know. I'm not a big Suicide Squad fan, so I'm not like I'm not. I don't want to really have a strong opinion one way or the other. As far as DC is concerned, like I watch Batman, but that's it. You know, I'm not really a big DC guy. But Marvel, I haven't really been interested in Marvel in a while now. I don't even remember what was the last thing that I saw that was Marvel anyway. Was it Hawkeye? That was a while ago, wasn't it? Hawkeye is it was okay, I guess, you know. I don't like I said, I don't really feel strongly about that stuff, so it's like whatever. I haven't really been doing superhero stuff lately though. I'm gonna extrude this down. We're gonna try to cover this nose real quick. Well, maybe not real quick, but we'll try to do something here. I'm gonna go to vertex mode here and do it that way. It's basically just a combination between extruding and then going into vertex and then just doing it that way. I don't even know what to call that. We can, I guess that is extruding, but extruding it from the vertex instead of the edge. And yeah, it's I don't know. I'm up to date on all Marvel stuff, all Marvel except What If. That's on the list. What if is the animated one, right? I think I've seen that actually. That's the one I did see. I didn't see Echo. I didn't see Werewolf by Night. Uh, there's so much now, and it's like stuff that I didn't really pay attention to. Oh yeah, She-Hulk. I saw She. I never read She-Hulk. I do have She-Hulk comics though. I was never really a fan of She-Hulk growing up because I felt like, oh, we already have Hulk. Why do we need? Why do I need to? Why do I need to read that? I only had a few Hulks though, but saw season two. Season two of what? What has a second season? Because I don't know that I did not know that it existed. What if two? No, did not see What If two. Didn't even know there was a What If two. To be honest, uh, I'm 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 glad they brought King. I like Vincent D'Onofrio. I think that's how you pronounce his name. So I'm glad they brought Kingpin into the Marvel universe. That was really the only thing that I was like, oh yeah, cool. I'm glad that they brought him back. You know, I'm waiting for Dare. I'll come back for Daredevil season three. I'll definitely watch that because if it's anything like the Netflix version, I will watch that. I know that they're like redoing it because they weren't satisfied with it, and I'd rather them like super delay it because it needs to be decent. They need to put effort into that. They need to put effort into anything they make really. But yeah, She-Hulk was okay. You know, I didn't mind it. It makes me want to look at the comics. I know that it has the same tone, like the fourth wall breaking. I always knew that was a thing because that's like right on the cover. You can see that just by looking at the covers of the She-Hulk. So I know it seems to me that it was pretty faithful to the books. but I've never actually read the book. I've only seen like pages in the covers, so I don't really have an accurate assessment. But I didn't mind the show. Moon Knight was okay, I guess. I don't really have anything to say about Moon Knight. That's another hero that I don't know much about. My introduction to Moon Knight and Daredevil and a lot of other Marvel characters that I never really read growing up was walking into an alleyway when I was a kid. I think I was going to a store or something like a nearby corner store to get some snacks or something, and finding in the alleyway a pile of Marvel cards just sitting there in the alleyway that somebody just dropped there, picking them, gathering them all up, and discovering all in one go Daredevil, Moon Knight. I think I had a Ghost Rider comic already. Um, what's Deathlock? All basically a lot of Marvel heroes that I never really heard of. I discovered through finding a trading card in a pile in an alleyway that somebody, I guess, dropped there or left. I don't know. It was a very strange occurrence, but it was nice. It's nice to have that art. The art of the card, because you can look at it, you can draw it. If you want, if you're an artist. Well, I was an artist, when I was a kid, so finding art was always a pleasure. I wouldn't say a pleasure. I guess that's the wrong way. It was always a welcome thing to happen, because then now you have another thing that you can draw and imitate. But that's how I discovered a lot of, and I was like, oh man, this guy looks cool. Oh, this guy looks cool, but I didn't really know them. I don't know what happened to those cards. A lot of things that I'm like that I think about sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember I had that. I don't remember. I don't know what happened to them. I had them and then I don't have them. I don't know. I don't. I have no idea. Moon Knight. Moon Knight sucks. Yeah, I don't like. I didn't have anything to go off of. I don't know anything about Moon Knight. I didn't even know. I thought he was like Bruce Wayne, like him being rich, and then wasn't that how he was in the? I don't even know. I don't even remember what happened in the show, to be honest. I know there was some gods and he was like he had like different personalities. I didn't know. I don't think Moon Knight was always like that. I'm almost certain he wasn't, but I could be wrong. Like I said, I only had the trading cards to go off of. So, is there more than one Moon Knight? I know there's like, was it like Ghost Rider where there's different Ghost Riders and they generally have the same moves, but they're like different personalities or whatever and backgrounds. I don't know. I know Ghost Rider wasn't always Johnny Blaze, right? That's his name. The guy that Nick Cage played. It was a That was a character change of him in like 2015. There was one Moon Knight. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. It's the only time I've ever seen a Moon Knight. Many of the comic books I had were like X books. I had some Hulk, but mostly X books and Spawn and Spider Man. I didn't like getting the Captain America or Thor, Avengers, none of those guys. I did have Ghost Rider. I had Iron Fist also. I had Power Man. I had like one Power Man. He was teamed up. He teamed up with Spider Man or something like that. Uh, and then like a good. I have like one Green Lantern book, and then the rest were like Valiant Comics heroes like XO, Man of War, Ryan the Future Force, Magnus the Robot Fighter, things like that. This is very. I guess those are those indie comics? I guess those would be indie comics, right? I don't know. I don't know. Well, Valiant Comics just had a movie, their first movie, uh, Bloodshot. I think his name. Vin Diesel. That Vin Diesel. That's a Valiant comic hero. I actually had some of those. It's a bit different. I guess they changed it to like a more technological thing. I had the nano machines that turned him into, that made him do those things. I don't think it was like that in the '90s when he first started out. I think he was like some kind of like mystical power or something, but I'm don't quote me on that because I didn't have his origin book. I only had like one where he was just shooting up people. They didn't really explain his origin. They don't always explain the origin of these people when you're coming in the middle of it. Badger, things like they had a bunch of weird characters, but they were more like they were more mature stories. So I guess I liked them because of that. Like it wasn't like you could see things that you wouldn't normally see in a Marvel comic. So I was like, oh yeah, these are interesting. Probably not for kids, but I had them nonetheless. Somebody in school gave them to me. They were like, "Hey, you want these comic books?" They knew I like comics. Hey, you want these comic books? I don't want them anymore. I was like, "Yeah, sure." I took them. It was like 10 or 15 more comic books that I could draw from. So yeah, I took them. Spawn, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it was a lot. I hope that I don't know. I was thinking about like trying to track down some Valiant stuff because I had gotten to them. I was like, yeah, you know what? These aren't that bad. These aren't. I don't know any of these heroes, but I appreciate the stories that are in them. So I don't know. I kind of feel like I want to see what Valiant is up to these days. I know they're still around. Valiant Comics. They had a game on PlayStation once. It was Iron Man and Exo, uh, Man of War. They teamed up. It was like a crossover, and they made a game about it. I'm guessing it was a comic book because I'm like, why did this happen? Like, why did somebody decide, hey, we need to team these two guys up? I've never even heard of a Valiant Marvel team up, but apparently it happened at some point. So there that is. The game sucked though. Like I think one of my family members had it. And I did play it. I didn't like it at all. THQ made it. I remember that much. THQ was kind of, I don't know. It's a very mixed bag. They made wrestling games, like they made some of the WCW games. I did like them, even though they're probably not as good as the WrestleMania games or Raw or SmackDown, things of that nature. But for the most part, they were okay. I feel like you didn't waste your money, at least for some of the titles. I think there was one WCW title. Don't quote me on this. Maybe it was Thunder, WCW NWO Thunder. It was one of the NWO games that wasn't as good as the previous one, whichever one that is. I had WCW versus the World, which I think they made THQ. That is, and my my cousin had WCW NWO Thunder, and there was another one too. I don't remember the other one. It was one. It was one that came out before that, and then there was Thunder. One of them was like, eh. Was it Backstage Brawl? I don't think it was Backstage Brawl. They were both WCW/NWO games. I didn't play Backstage Brawl to be sure. I'm pretty sure that I did not play that one. But they had versus the World. They had Backstage Brawl, and then there was two WCW NWO games. That much I remember. I don't think they had any more games after that though. But that's what I remember. And this was around the time where WWF was still WWF, and they had Raw. Like they had Raw, which was like super successful, and they had WWF Attitude, which I don't even remember that one. I don't think anybody remembers that one. No one ever talks about that one. It's either Raw or SmackDown. Raw, the first one, the first 3D one, the first real 3D one they made, and then after that they started doing like SmackDown, and then you got SmackDown Know Your Role, and then you got SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, so on and so forth, blah 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 blah. But Attitude, I don't remember Attitude at all. I don't even know if it was good, to be honest. I don't even think I played that one. Maybe I did. I'm sure I played them all, but and you got WrestleMania 2000 and all those other games. I don't know. Wrestling games are fun. I probably like them um a little bit more than actually watching it because everybody had at least one game, so and it was kind of treated like a kind of like a party game like Smash Brothers, or just come over here and play some wrestling or whatever, and then everybody gets in the ring and beats each other up. Even like one of our mutual friends didn't wasn't really into wrestling, but he had WrestleMania 2000, and we played all the freaking times. I was like, it's kind of weird, to not be into wrestling but still play the wrestling game. Well, I guess that's not so weird. I'm sure there's somebody out there that's done that, but it's weird in this case because I know he did because I know this person did not really watch wrestling like that because I was always over his house. Matter of fact, that would describe two people, to be honest. People just don't normally watch wrestling, but they have the games. The games were pretty fun, so not really not really a stretch the imagination. Uh, we weren't drawing or whatever. We play a game or some or outside skateboarding, something like that. And the face is coming along. I'm gonna try to get my other program ready. If I can do a drawing tomorrow, I will. I don't know if I should should do this again, but I'll see. It's not a big deal. You know, I'll think of something. I'm not gonna rack my brain over it. I'll just do whatever I feel like doing, I guess. Anyways, yeah, it's THQ, man. Yeah, I don't even remember all the stuff that they made, but I was always wary of that company for some reason. It wasn't the. It might have been one of the wrestling games, but I don't know. It was like, okay, THQ. All right, so we gotta expect, maybe something ain't gonna be as good, but I don't know. It's been so long that I don't really remember whatever it was. I gotta see about this one. Yeah, I don't want the nose to stretch like this. You want to try to keep the shape. So let me redo that one. There's still a lot of games that I have not played that are wrestling games. Like what was it? Day of Reckoning for GameCube. Even though they're massively outdated, and at this point, it's just nostalgia fuel. like you'll remember things that happened in wrestling back then that are irrelevant now. Most of those people don't even wrestle anymore. But I'm sure that they're still pretty fun. I just haven't really, man. I don't even remember the last wrestling game that I've played. Can I not do that? Okay, I can't do that. No, but it's still stretching like that. I don't want to do it that way. What if I take this? Um, there's a bunch of other SmackDown games. Oh, maybe like one or two that I didn't try, and then there's all the SmackDown versus Raw ones like that came after when I didn't care about wrestling anymore. It's a lot. I think I might try them one day, maybe on stream, just to see, like, like when I get around to, if I ever do play something on stream, I'll try like some old stuff. I want to, you know what? I think I might just try it from the nose and then go from there. So I'm gonna try to do it from the nostril and complete the nostril here. I guess that works. Okay. Yeah, there's so much. Like I have a game, movie, TV show, and anime backlog, and I've not made any progress on anything. It's always long form stuff that I play. Who dare say Moonlight Stuck Sage? This is welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good morning. Uh, that would be 99. You have to take that up with him. I don't have a frame of reference. I didn't mind it. I thought it was all right. I'm not a big Moon Knight fan. All I can tell you is that I found his trading card in an alleyway, along with a stack of other Marvel trading cards that I didn't know who they were at the time. There's a lot of characters I've discovered in that fashion because it was a pretty big stack of trading cards, and Moon Knight was one of them. I was like, um, it was the ones with the power levels on the back of it. I think which which company did that? Was that Top? You turn them over and they give you a brief summary of who they are, and then they had the power levels. The ones that did the power levels. Which one was Flair? Flair, it was Flair. Flair was the Flair. Flair, I believe did that. But I was like, oh yeah, this is a cool design of character. That's how I discovered Daredevil, Moon Knight, Deathlock. I had a Ghost Rider one already. Uh, this was man, that was so long ago. I was a kid. But they were just sitting there. I'm like, okay, in the middle of the alleyway, like literally in the middle. But no, they did not have blue borders, as far as I know. I don't know. It was a kind of a, it's a pretty big mix of cards, but I'm pretty sure they were mostly Flair. Um, let's see. Try that. I'm gonna do it that way. But yeah, I have no idea because apparently how Moon Knight is in the show, that's not how he was before they changed him. I don't know. I don't know anything about She-Hulk. Or sorry, not She-Hulk, Moon Knight. So there. I didn't think it sucked. It's just I thought it was okay. It's okay. Um, let's see here. Okay, that's a little better. I just don't want the polygon to stretch that far over. See, it looks like he has looks kind of like a like the nose is melting into the face like a Star Trek character or something. With a bunch of different skulls and crystals. Skulls as in entity skulls, like like a zombie head, and I have plenty of those things. Yeah, heads. Yeah, I even found player heads. You can find those in a chest. I've got a couple. I actually found one yesterday. I was more preoccupied with my armor than my actual build. I'm gonna try to work on that to later today or tonight as I wind down. I think it's weird that there's a battle axe in the game that does not accept it it only partially reads as a battle axe. I guess that's the way I can explain it. It's like you can use it to cut down trees, like it has a mining level and everything, but it does the sword abilities from reforging instead of the axe ones like overheal or HP as damage. It's kind of weird. So I'm thinking of using that axe as the sword instead, and then just having an actual axe. Because I wanted to see if like how much damage I could do per swing and how much I can overheal myself, which is basically like absorption. If you get any player books or heads, may I have them? Yeah, I got some. I have extra player heads and books. So I don't know. I might because I want to do like a library thing somewhere in my build. So I don't know about the books, but I'm sure there's a compromise or something that I could reach there. Um, I might just have uh regular enchantments and books like that as deck because you can stack the books, so it doesn't really matter. So the ones with the stories in them and stuff, yeah, I guess I can give those away. It doesn't really matter. Okay, that's somewhat. Speaking of libraries, I saw you stacking achievements, getting bookshelves yesterday. Oh yeah, that was because I needed to enchant a rune that adds a socket to my armor. I'm trying to get four. It goes up to four instead of three. If you use the sigils, In the armor, you can get 4 sockets. So I had to, but I had to do it in the way that Eterna had to be basically maxed. Uh, Quanta had to be at least 25, which is really easy because you get Quanta like nothing. But Arcana needed to be at max 70. And if you just go all the way with the power, it's very easy to basically I had too much Arcana. I had to take away all of my candles and some of the bookshelves in the end, specifically for the sigil, so I could do that. But yeah, I pretty much maxed that all that out now, so it's pretty cool. It's nice having a book and I can get like sevens, eights, six, sevens, and eights easily with any enchantment. But I already had the enchantments for my armor, so it wasn't really needed. I just stripped them. I stripped them and then combined them with other books and then just put them on my new armor. Now I'm like crazy strong now. I haven't done my shield yet, so I can probably get even stronger, but for the most part, my armor is done. So I'm gonna try to put some effort into a build now, into my build. Okay, let me see do this here. It's basically what I'm going to try to work on later, if I can help it. If I have enough energy later, I'll try to do that. Um, I should be able to do it in one go now. I'm pretty sure I got all the sand. I have like 8 extruders running, and the last time I checked, they were at 30. They were approaching like 35K sand. So I should be able to clear out like pretty much that entire area, and then I could just reuse that sand and just keep going. Because it takes only a few minutes for me to put down all that sand. It doesn't take any time whatsoever. Picking it back up, that's another story, but I'll worry about that later. It's a little easier than placing it. You just have to wait a second. If you just hit the bottom sand block and then put a torch there, you'll knock out the whole row, and you just keep doing that all the way down until your inventory is full, and just place that sand in like 2 seconds, and then go back and rinse and repeat. More tedious stuff, but I've done it enough times to where I have a system down, so it ain't gonna take that long once I have the sand anyway. I'm looking at all the create Forbidden and Arcanus mods, Twilight. We have quite a bit of substitute blocks for rock hounding. I'm starting to see. I look at some of the blocks. I'm like, yeah, that reminds me of this block, or that reminds me of that block, and I'm like, I might be, using all those the mods that we have together, might be able to get a similar look as if rock hounding was in the pack. Some of those patterns are covered already. I'm seeing them more and more now, which is good because rock hounding is great. Those and I'm trying to get those. I'm trying to get those stacked for my enchanting island. Those and frames combined make anything possible. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I was in the Bumble Zone yesterday. They got some enchanting stuff in there too, and I'm glad I found it because it's very useful. If you don't want to RNG it, you can pick specific stuff. Did you see the boys at Cordo Crew brought back a Lost Disney compositing technique that hasn't been used since Mary Poppins? No, I did not. Please elaborate. Let's see here. Yeah, they had are you talking about wait, did they had animation in Mary Poppins, right? It's been years since I've seen that. Is that what you mean? Is it related to animation? I'm pretty sure they had animation in that movie. I don't remember it. The only thing I can tell you is the spoonful of sugar and then the chimney sweeping scene. That's the only thing I remember about that movie, to be honest. It's been years since I've seen Mary Poppins. Many, many years. All right, so I'm gonna try to go a little bit into the nose a little bit, just so I have something there. We don't have to go all the way in. Uh, when it's rendered, yeah, but they didn't use green blue screen back then, so it was really interesting the way they used to do it. Actually looks better than now. The one thing that I'll give green screen for is that even though they kind of use it too much, there were some things in Marvel that I didn't realize were green screened, like the or CGI. I guess that's a, well, maybe it is. Never mind. I was gonna say that some of the costumes they wore were actually CGI, but I don't know if that has anything to do with green screen. To be honest, I don't think it does. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe they're wearing green suits when they're acting. I don't know, but I didn't realize that. I also don't know why they. I guess they. Well, I guess to save time or whatever. But and it's like the some skin tight suits that they wear. The body suits that they have, the Avengers and whatnot. Some of that stuff wasn't real, which I didn't realize. But that's only because I haven't really been watching anything. So it's like my eyes aren't really used to that, seeing that stuff. So yeah, Mary Poppins. I have not seen that in so long. Let's see. Put this together. I guess that'll do. I'll move on to something else now. Go below his mouth. Try to get some of that going. I think I can. Nope. I don't know if I can do it that way. Okay, got alert and get back to work. All right, Judicious. Thanks for stopping by. 99, you have presence. You have presence, 99. You have presence. I repeat, you have presence. Let's see. Let's try this. No, let's not. Let's not try that. Instead, let me do this. I'm gonna put these two together and see how. Yeah, I guess that works. Yeah, a lot of stuff to catch up on. I don't know. I don't even know when. I set some time aside for X-Men because that was something that I kind of always wanted to see. I don't know. Maybe there was some nostalgia there. I'm not really a big nostalgia person, at least not consciously. But uh, I don't solely watch things because of nostalgia. But I do like X-Men, so I watched it. I'm gonna straighten this out a little bit, and I'm gonna try to bridge these two together. I guess that'll work. So some whatever adjustments. Ace, can you drop off some more Prismarine sometime? Yeah, I actually had to use a fair bit of it to make my newest bookshelves. Yeah, I got all that. Um, I got some. Yeah, I can drop some off. I gotta see how much endstone I have because I haven't really been farming that, but I do have some. I used some of it yesterday for the bookshelves as well. But if not today, when I can use the temple. I got to take out the temple, and I have another temple very close by too, so I can get those blocks if nothing else, and bring them to you. I don't know when, but I'll try to get it done. Oh, but I did manage to get a guardian spawn egg, so I can give that to you too as well. All right, so let me go down here. As far as games are concerned, I gotta still gotta finish Alien Isolation. I don't even remember what I was doing. I'm just going around avoiding the alien. Just will not leave me alone. He's always in the room. I know it's starting to get predictable, like when he shows up or whatnot, and what you have to do to escape it. I started it. I started my first playthrough on the hardest setting, and no, the alien is very annoying. Like I have the ability to make it go away for a while with the fire, but he'll come back just angrier than before. I remember one time because it's still my first playthrough. I'm pretty sure people speed run it now, but it was this one time where he just kept checking the room that I was in, like he knew I was there. And I feel like that's how the AI works. Like they kind of have an idea of where you're at. But yeah, it got really annoying. But it was kind of funny. It's like I know this girl's here in here somewhere. I just know it, and then eventually I get found. But I think I got past that part. I do like the game though; it's pretty cool. And that's like apparently the AI is pretty smart, but I think if they ever make a game like that again, they should definitely make the AI smarter. Um, but yeah, that was the last thing that I was playing. I was trying to, before I was learning 3D art, I was actually knocking out some of my backlog uh, on Steam anyway. I had done Mafia 3, Alpha Protocol, and Mass Effect Andromeda. I tried to do Driver San Francisco. That's the only game I didn't finish. I'm just not into it. I might just skip that one. Um, and what else did I? Oh yeah, all three Witcher games, which I actually might replay because they were actually fun. I might replay that like on stream one day. I don't know when, but one day. And you know what? I'm gonna dissolve this one. I hear that they are remastering the first Witcher, so I want to see like what they do. It was kind of janky, but I enjoyed it. It had a decent enough world and story that you can look past some of that stuff. Some very weird sword techniques. Like he would jump in the air like 10 feet while doing the thing. Like he would jump and do that. It's like what is he do? What is this guy doing? But it was all right. The Witcher. You know what they'll probably remove when they do the remaster? The those cards you get, those romance cards. Those are a little cringe. I gotta admit. The art was okay, but it's kind of weird collecting trading cards of your sexual conquests. They probably won't have those next time. But they could definitely improve the gameplay and the UI and the game controls and mechanics and things like that. That's something that they should definitely take a look at when they remaster it. I don't know if I'll get it because, like I said, I didn't mind playing the first one. I the only remaster that I've gotten to date, if I have to check my list again for this, was the Tomb Raider one. I got that one. I'm not really into remasters like that, but I got that one. It plays the same. I can't play it on the modern controls though. I'm so used to the tank controls when I play Tomb Raider that I cannot play the modern ones whatsoever. And they have the modern. You can switch between that and the modern controls. I was like, I cannot play this game with the modern controls. I got to use the tank controls. I have to. I'm too used to it. I'll fall off something high, and Laura will die if I play on the on the modern controls. Like I don't want to get used to it. If I play on the tank controls, I'm not gonna fall off anything unless I make a mistake, holding down a button or something, or I miss time a jump. I'm literally running off of ledges when I use the modern controls. So I'm like, instead of trying to relearn the game that way, I'm just gonna play it the way that I know. So there's that. I also saw a Titanic game. I saw somebody playing this on stream. It was a Titanic game. It's a point and click adventure. It looked really interesting. I'm gonna get that. So I like point and clicks. Play a couple of them too on stream. I got Gabriel Knight. I got Phantasmagoria 1 and 2. I got all the King's Quest, Police Quest, whatever. I'm gonna play them all one day. I don't know when, but one day. Yeah, Witcher. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll get it. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not really, like I said, I'm not really a big remaster guy. And the only remakes that I've gotten were the Resident Evil ones. I don't mind them, They could have done better with 3, but I guess I kind of enjoy it. I just wish they didn't cut out as much as they did. I have to finish remake 4 though, so that's definitely something that I might as well just stream at this point. I was at I fought the big guy with the beard. I think that's where I was at. I might just do a fresh start though, because I mean I already know how the story's gonna go. As far as as far as unless they change the story, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they did. And then there's all the Final Fantasies and whatnot. I don't know when I'm gonna get into those, but I'll play them. Why not? I don't really care. I need to cut this one. I'm gonna cut this one. I'm gonna divide that, and I am going to put these two together. Now I don't want these to deform, so wait. Oh, I need to see. I need to see something here. Okay, it stops there. That's fine. Well, it's not gonna go all the way around because this side's mirrored. So I'm in no rush. I need to make more conduits and cause I'm drowning. Oh yeah. Wow, I got like respiration 9, 10. There's like no chance of me drown. Even if I run out of air, like I can probably heal through the damage. Drowning is not an issue for me anymore. But I'd had to use one heart of the sea for I keep getting gators grab me and pull me. Oh yeah. Yeah, gators are a problem. I don't like those guys. Those dang gators. Um I haven't actually have I seen a gator? I think I don't know. Maybe I did when I was like trying to scope out an area. I don't, you know what? I think the next time I'm not gonna build in the sea. I mean, I like building in the sea because there's so much space for activities, but it's a big hassle. But once you get rid of the water, it's like you got all this stuff you can build now. You got all this space, so it's kind of worth it in the end. But it takes so long to set up. It'd be much easier if I just dug out the area and then put the water in myself. If I want to make an island. Plus, it prevents froglets from spawning. Yeah, I see them underwater sometimes hiding an egg. I got an achievement for killing them and taking their egg. I don't know what the egg is for. I guess you can hatch it. I don't know why you want to do that though. Must be some mechanic with it that you can do that I don't know about. I'm not really sure though. See, I can see. Oh, maybe that wasn't okay. I thought that was a clipping issue. Even though I have the polygon snap to the surface below, sometimes it'll clip, but it's really easy to fix. All you got to really do is just move it around a little bit, and it'll snap to the surface properly. Topology is a little weird, but like I said, I need a starting point for the future, so I can get the next mesh right. Because once this is done, I'm just gonna deal with whatever happens as a result of this topology. Like if I rig the face and I make them like smile or angry or whatever and it deforms the face, I can work around that. But for future reference, I need to know where I need to focus in order to make sure that there's no mistakes in the end. This is basically going to be like the first time of me completing this, so because I normally don't do it this way. I just like I've learned this in ZBrush, and it was just a click of a button to remesh things there. And like I said, I have this here, but it doesn't work the same way as it works in ZBrush, so I'm doing it manually, learning how to do it manually because I feel like it would I'll be better off just doing it manually. That way I could control exactly how many polygons a low poly mesh is. And that's essentially what I am doing here. This is not That's a weird shape. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to make sure that um this is not like that. I could just plug this entire hole, but the thing is this is going to this area is going to move because this it's its jaws, basically its jawline. It's going to stretch. So I don't know if it'll deform though. I don't know if it'll cause it to deform. Let me see something real quick. Let me do an edge. Cut and slide. I have to create another thing there. And then what I can do is I can dissolve these lines and then just keep the ones for the longer polygons. Yeah, I can't wait to get in the middle, like to like have my build in the middle of the ocean, like everything, so I'll never have to be near the coast again because these raccoons and pelicans are like working my last nerve. They're always in my chest. The pelicans steal my food, especially when I'm AFK. Like I have to cover, like I have to get indoors. Otherwise, they'll just take all my food while I'm AFK. Because I'm gonna go AFK right after this, so I can. They will spawn. Need a dread lamp. They will still spawn. I never see them out in the ocean. I always see them like around beaches. So, but yeah, I'm definitely going to do that though. I have a decent working bee keeping area that I'm going to migrate onto the island. I'm gonna give them their own little section. I'm gonna make like a crazy looking jungle, and then like off to the side, it's gonna be like this big bee area. But yeah, Bumble Zone was actually pretty cool as far as what it has to offer. It's mostly decoration stuff, but they have some function too. I should have done it sooner, to be honest. But I did it yes. I went ahead and did it yesterday. I was more focused on my armor, like I said earlier, so I didn't really do any building. But basically, just being in the game allows the blocks to build, which will help me. I have an infinite construction wand, so just having the blocks, I'll have hundreds of thousands of blocks down in minutes thanks to that wand. That wand really makes filling in the water much faster, and that's really all I needed. That's all I really need to do, to be honest. Once I cleaning out the sand is probably going to be where all the time is where that's going to take the most time. Putting it down is like super easy though. All right, so but even then, it's like it doesn't take that much longer to do. So once it's down, I can get it. I can get the sand back up and then just repurpose that. It's great for redstone stuff. Yeah, I got I got some ideas for redstone. Even though we have create, there's still some things. I saw some stuff in the Nether. There was a structure that I found in the Nether that just using a lot of redstone triggers for doors and whatnot that I was really impressed with, and I want to try to do that for my build. So you can combine redstone with create. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm definitely going to do that. Definitely. After what I saw, yeah, there was a structure that I had previously cleared, but it had a whole extra area that was very well hidden from me. And it's essentially what I want to do in my what I've always wanted to do when I build in my build, what I've always talked about doing, like all these hidden areas and whatnot. Very well cleverly hidden. Even like combination locks, which I'm pretty sure was a thing, but not to that distinct extent, that I saw. So I'm like, wow. I was like, this is really giving me some ideas. So I wanna definitely try to emulate that in some way in my builds. I have some ideas and whatnot. And it's not gonna be anything crazy, just really fancy doors and stuff. Well, I guess it will be crazy. I don't know. At least I want it to be. I don't know if it actually will be though. Okay, let me see here. Okay, I already read through this anime list. I'm gonna I had it still up still, so I'm gonna take it down. uh, so much, so many things to watch. I haven't watched any of them. Well, I watched some of them, but we'll get there. Okay. All right, we're getting toward the end of the stream here. I'm going to try to set up a different project in the meantime while I do this off stream. Uh, I'm gonna try to set some time aside later today for that before I even hop on Minecraft. I'm thinking my mine colony will be a cloud city. Yeah, I was thinking about something aerial for I wanted to do two villages. One mine colony, I want to use the ship one for that because I'm going to be on an island, so I want to do that. And then the other one is going to be a standard village, but I'm going to have that in the air like I had on the very first vanilla server that we did. That I feel like that worked best for vanilla because they were never in any danger ever. But none of that really matters because you can equip them with gear, and I can just give them all like some form of baller armor, and they'll never die. In fact, in fact, anything that will mess with them after I give them that armor will deal with it. I won't even have to be there if I give them my armor. And I've already seen that you can pretty much equip them with whatever. So that's gonna be fun, gearing them all up with like baller level armor. You know, that's what I'm gonna call it. They'll be a force to be reckoned with. They won't even need a golem or anything. Those are guards. That's different now. You can't give colonists armor anymore. Yeah, well, yeah. You can protect the colonists though easily. The whole purpose would be for the guards to make sure that they can defend whatever comes their way. Because once they go down, everyone dies, right? Unless you're there. But yeah, that is what I was thinking the same thing. Like at least for one village, I'm gonna have a grand total of two for my build. I don't know if guards video colony members as villagers anymore. Guards video colony members as villagers? Oh, I get it. Okay, mine colony guards, right? Count as villagers. Well, the guards they have regular guards too, besides mine colonies. These villages won't be near each other though, so they'll have their own way of defense. And then plus what I build, I'm gonna try to build it in a way that yeah, we're definitely gonna test it. I'm gonna try to build it in a way that will keep them safe without killing the villagers. I have some ideas of some traps. I need to see how the enemy will spawn first before I can defend against it. But as soon as I figure that out, I can make it so that they won't. If they do survive, they won't have to fight much. They spawn in the colony. Got it. Okay, that still won't be bad. Um, there are still some things that they spawn in the center. I don't know. Like I have to see exactly where in the colony they will spawn. Then, if that's the case. But even if they spawned in the center, I'm sure there's a way that I can work around that or work with that. Not so much around because they're. I gotta go have a good. Yeah, I'm about to stop the stream. Thank you for stopping by. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna call it here since it's already noon. Um, all right. Let's see. All right. Thank you all for stopping by. I'm glad you stopped by and hanging out with me on the stream. I appreciate you all. I'm going to try to work on bringing something else to the next stream. It'll be most likely tomorrow. Um, if I fail in that regard, you're going to see more of this. I still have the torso to do and the rest of the head and the neck and all that, but I'm going to stream this until I have something ready to draw. I'm still configuring my other program on my other computer, but you'll know soon enough. I'll get it done. And so I'll see you all next time. Take care and